Hey, the time on the clock is 8:12. Welcome back here. About 4 hours ago, Hurricane Ernesto made landfall in Bermuda as a Category 1 storm. Now, according to the National Hurricane Center, the storm had sustained winds. We're talking up to 85 miles per hour, gusts up to 105. They also said the storm's size and slow movement means strong winds will continue on the island throughout the day. We're here with meteorologist Carl Roberts, and it's a weird moment right now because I feel like a lot of people are booking these island vacations now that kids are back in school, but you may have to deal with something like this.
Yeah, that time of year, you know, peak of hurricane season, we haven't even hit it yet.
Right.
It happens, I think September 10th is the peak of hurricane season, and there could be quite a bit of, because that's the peak.
It's
that's
a gamble
the
you
middle
take.
of the hurricane, you know, the middle point. There's still quite a bit of hurricane season that happens through the end of September and even into October. So yeah, those tropical islands are the ones that can take the brunt of these storms sometimes. And especially like Bermuda, it's crazy. Like Bermuda, it's not a big island, and it's just out there in the middle of the Atlantic, but yet you have this storm that makes landfall, you know, on this tiny little island out there in the middle of the Atlantic. But it's because it's in the path of the way hurricanes travel sometimes, and there's Hurricane Ernesto at the moment. Technically the center of the storm just off to the northeast of Bermuda still has wind speeds of 85 miles an hour, gusting to 105, but it is moving pretty slowly. So a lot of wind, a lot of rain happening along that island as well. But it will continue to not be a threat to the United States, or at least through the continental United States, because it's going to keep moving north and move off the coast of the Canada area there, southeastern Canada, and eventually move up into the North Atlantic. However, the eastern coast of the U.S. has been seeing some high waves and some strong rip currents from this storm, but a direct landfall or anything like that, it's not going to happen with Ernesto, and that's never been in the forecast. For us here, it's just hot, it's just humid. UNT and Denton 82, but it already feels like 86, 84 at Fair Park, already feeling like 87, and both that heat, or I should say both the temperature and the heat index will just go up throughout the day today, peaking sometime between 3 and 5 o'clock later on this afternoon, and that's when your heat index could be 110 plus for most of North Texas. Excessive heat warning in effect. Outside of that, a heat advisory in effect, which basically just means your heat index may not be as high as 110 plus, but it's going to be hot everywhere in North Texas this weekend. 102 to 103, my high for Dallas to Fort Worth. As I mentioned earlier, not a record. The record we set on this date last year, 109. 1 year ago today. So it could be worse, and it has been worse in relative recent history. But, of course, when the heat gets like this, it can be dangerous when you're talking about heat index values this high. If you have any outdoor plans, stay cool, stay hydrated. Remember those without AC, and remember the pets as well. There's your heat index values this afternoon. Could there be a pop-up shower storm somewhere in North Texas today? Sure. Everybody sees the heat. A very small few of you may see a stray shower or storm. We'll do it all over again tomorrow, maybe add a degree or two to your afternoon temp. I'll go 104 in Dallas, 105 in Fort Worth, but once again, not record heat because the record is 112, set back in 1909. Your heat index values tomorrow, similar to today. That heat advisory and excessive heat warning continues tomorrow as well. Monday may be the peak of the heat up to 105, but still not a record because we did that last year where it was 108. In 2023. Look at all the records we had last year. 109, 108, 109, 106. Obviously, if you were here last year, you remember all that heat that we had last August and pretty much all of last summer. There is a break, though, in our future. 102 on Tuesday, 101 on Wednesday, 100 on Thursday. But then look at Friday. It's down to 99. And I'm going to be optimistic. The next 7, I don't have us hitting 100 degrees. We'll see by the time that we get there, because could some of those 98s or 99s maybe jump up to 100. Of course, it's not impossible, but the later that we get into August and the more that we get into September, the harder it is for us to get those triple digits. Not saying it's going to be cool by any means, but there's something better about seeing a 98 on that 14-day forecast versus a 100 or 101.